Hey everyone, welcome back to Comicforge Studios, and I'm Abby. Let's reintroduce myself a bit. I'm a student, a very big Comicforge and DC fan, a very big superhero fan, and we make review videos of comics and other stuff on this channel, like something related to comic book or fictional. So, as per the title and the thumbnail of the video, you might have recognized what we are gonna review today. It's a comic which I have been waiting for so long, and it's probably one of my favorite comics ever made. This is Kingdom Come, one of the greatest DC comics ever made. Like, this comic is so good. I waited at least 2 weeks for this due to the delivery issue. I mentioned that in previous video. And by the way, if you haven't check out this new video of mine, the previous one. It's about the Batman 2025, and it's a really good, two issues I discussed in this video. So go check it out for sure. Anyhow, excuse my voice a bit. I have a sore throat for a few days, so I just got time to make this video after a really big wait. So anyhow, let's discuss about Kingdom Come. This was a comic made by Mark Waid and Alex Ross. Alex Ross is the artist and Mark Waid is the writer of this comic. This I have the DC compact edition with this cover, which is pretty rare for me. And here you can see the DC logo right here, DC compact edition. And I don't know why, but they write fantasy beneath this, which I personally don't like. Here you can see a style of Superman, although I don't know why they didn't include it in the comic. Like, I personally bought, the one reason for me to buy this comic was to see this art, but I guess it was in the black label edition of this comic, which is a bit more bigger, like around this much big, and it got some extra stuff too. Anyhow, here's the side spine of it. At back side you can see there's a battle of superheroes. There's the barcode, and this comic retails for around 9.99 or 10 USD. And at behind it is written that the greatest superhero epic of tomorrow. So it's probably one of the great comics personally. And here you can see Batman, Superman in his Kingdom Come outfit. Anyhow, let's discuss about this comic a bit. I told you the writer and the artist already. This was released back then in 1996, which is approximately 31 years ago. This comic is older than double of my age approximately, so it's a really old comic. And let's focus on the main cover. You can see the Green Lantern right here. You can see the Flash. I personally do not like the concept and design of this Flash. You can see Superman here. I really like this suit. And you can see Wonder Woman here, and I forgot the name of this guy. And here is a very interesting character. This is Norman McCoy, and I'll mention it later on. And there is some unique thing also. If you flip the comic, you will see different superheroes. So right here we got Batman with us, we got Captain Marvel, or you can call him Shazam. And then I do not recognize the other heroes right here, but let's leave it and discuss. So it was a 4-issue comic run, and the first issue was named, or the chapter 1 was named Strange Visitor. Chapter 2 was named Truth and Justice. Chapter 3 was named Up in the Sky, and chapter 4 was named, it had a really cool name. Let me just forward and check out the name of that, because Never Ending Battle, and we will see this art style, really cool one, later on in the video. So yeah, now let's discuss about this comic a bit. Before that, let's just do a quick wrap up about the writers. Mark Waid, his stories is really good, and Alex Ross, we both, I know not both, but we all know that he is one of the greatest artists out there. His art is so much majestic, wonderful, unworldly. Like, it's unexplainable how good his art is. And by the way, Kingdom Come is the winner of 5, I don't know what this award is, but it is a comic which has won some awards too. So yeah, Excuse me. So here is the Norman McCoy, the guy I was talking about before. And here we have chapter 1. You can see the really cool art style we got here. This is the angel, some sort of. And it got a really cool art style. We'll discuss that later once we discuss the story of this comic. So let's start. You can skip this segment if you want to. I will timestamp it because spoiler, there might be some spoilers in this, although I'll try my best to avoid spoilers for you guys. So the comic starts in the future, like it's not canon to the main DC universe. It's a non-canon comic, by the way. It's set in the Elseworld DC. So in this universe, our modern superheroes, like we know from DC, they have retired, and now there is new generation of superheroes which are not good at all. They are very evil, like not evil, but they are not good at all. So Superman and other heroes are already in retirement, and then due to their misbehave of the new heroes, they decide to come back out from the retirement. Then there is they are forming of some new teams, and there is team of Batman, team of Superman, and they both literally, there are rising tensions between these two teams, and uh, the world fear that they will fight, because if they fight, this is going to be one of the biggest battle ever. Like imagine fighting, so like your favorite superheroes fighting. Anyhow, there is some Bible stuff in this book too, religious stuff, and moreover, this comic is there is something called Day of Judgment. I am just not Day of Judgment. It got some weird name which I don't personally know. I forgot the name of that, but it's called Judgment, I guess. Anyhow, let's focus on the story more. So then the both team clashes. They, spoiler alert for this one, this is a big spoiler. The Shazam, or Captain Marvel, he got brainwashed. So he and Superman are big rivals, and then out of nowhere there is a big explosion, and then you'll need to read this comic to find it, because that literally gives me goosebumps, because it's really the art style was so like I can't just explain. Anyhow, this story was so great that the upcoming a lot of projects like DCAU's Superman arc, and the Injustice story, the Justice story, all took inspiration from this comic. And now let's discuss the main thing of this comic, the art style, which I personally like so much. Like there is so much expression, there's so much emotion in this. Like see this panel, like damn, this is so much confusing at the same time, yet so much insane. And Norman McCoy, the guy in this comic who is dictating or narrating the whole thing, he sees like visions about the future, and he knows what's going to happen. So that's a really cool. And here is the design of old Superman, by the way. You might have seen him online because he is really popular. And here's the design of Wonder Woman. That's really cool design also. Like it's just a normal design of her. And there is here's the design of Flash. I personally do not like this design. I just think it's a bit bit too weird, but it's set in the Elseworld, so can't complain much. Here's the design of the Hawkman. Here's the design of the Green Lantern, and I personally like the design of him. He is really a warrior type looking. And unfortunately there's no design for Batman, but he actually designed some things called Bat Robots, I guess, who is protecting Gotham instead of him. He retired too. And after the retirement, Superman comes in this, like this, and this was so much aura farming. Like damn, when I first saw this scene after while reading the comic, I literally got literal goosebumps, and it's just so much good. But let's focus on more and this scene too. It's really nicely designed. Like You can clearly see the expression if you can see the it properly. You can see the expressions and the emotions in this. The lightning is so much good. It really gives you sometimes feel of like you are watching a movie. And there are literally some good fights. Like just see this sequence of Flash. Although I do not like his design or support it, but you gotta admit the art is really really cool. And then this speech by Superman, like telling the people that we have been away, and the new heroes who have risen, there are some issues with them. So and then look at the design of Superman logo. I know it's not accurate to the classic one, but this one is really cool as well. So moreover, look at this panel. The lightning, the that reflection which is given, that's so much good. Like I love it. Anyhow, moreover, if we focus on some more panels, because I personally want to show you all the panels. Here's the cover panel. It's really really good. The see the reflection on the table. Like I could never ever make that myself, even not by tracing it. It's literally impossible for us to make that something like that. Anyhow, let's move forward and we see the dark side. Like not the dark side, his descendant, I believe he was. So it was really good. He was in a apocalypse. I forgot the name and I forgot the pronunciation as well. Anyhow, you can see the transformation of Shazam or Captain Marvel, and they try to brainwash him. Like the Lex Luthor, he brainwashed the Shazam, which causes him to a really big chaos amongst the people. Like they use some worms, I guess. Like in this panel you can see the Shazam of Barry Allen suffering, and then they force him to say the word Shazam. And when he says it, he goes to the Belle Reeves prison where all the superheroes are kept locked in, and when he goes there he breaks it, and then that civil war amongst the people start. And this speech of Superman arguing with Batman is so great. Like let me tell you, Superman enters, he said, I need your help. And Bruce is like, we have been through this already. Then he yells, shut up. I didn't have time for your holier than you cracks. And like, he literally crashes out. You can see here, you can see the emotion. Oh shit. I accidentally, lost the panel. He's literally shouting right there, saying, you are not the only above all this. Not now. Not with stakes this high. We are racing the end of the world, Bruce. I have got half second lead, but by all the stars in heaven. That's nearly enough. Like you can see the emotion in this panel clearly, and then if we move further, this really puts an impact. Like and there is a fight between Wonder Woman and Superman, because Superman disagrees, and she is a really warrior type of figure in this you know comic. And then they are having a debate, Bruce Wayne and Superman, where Bruce Wayne says, you mean to tell me never imagined it might come to this? Did you ever consider that a war might be for the best? Perhaps humanity's only chance is for superhumans to swallow each other. And Superman, being hopeful, says, don't give me that. And then he says, I deliberate taking of human, even superhuman life goes against the beliefs I have, and that you have. And and Superman said, that's one thing we always had common. It's what I made us what we are. More than anyone in the world, when you scratch everything else away from Batman, you are left with someone who doesn't want to see anybody die. We can still intercede. I forgot this word, sorry for that. Gather your forces together. We can be the world's finest team. Yes, they are finest team, by the way. And tell me you'll help me. Bruce is like, I'll tell you this one thing. There's player you have never counted on once. Captain Marvel, and Superman is shocked. Like you can see his emotions in this panel. He's like, Marvel, and then he explained how he's been brainwashed, and then Superman literally disappears because he knew the consequences what would happen if he was brainwashed. And like Superman is hopefully like going there to stop him, and then he's thrown, and here we meet Captain Marvel versus this. Let's talk about this art child. Like, bro, look at this is so much good. Like, just look at this, it's amusing. I just can't say anything about it. And then see this whole panel, like I don't know how they drew it. Like them fighting each other heroes, and different heroes fighting each other. That's really cool. And then Batman also joins in, although I am not a fan of this suit of his, but I won't even say that it's not good. And then there's the fight and speech between Wonder Woman and Batman, which is really good too. Shows very emotions, really depth in that. Anyhow, let's move further. And it's like Superman telling Shazam to save the humans or the superhumans, and like giving him hope that you should decide who should live. And like Barry Allen thinking for a second or so, and then Superman flies away, and then Shazam throws him away, and goes to and a bomb which Bruce developed, or I guess someone else developed. I forgot that. I read this comic 3 days ago. So he goes to stop this bomb, and then he says Shazam, Shazam, Shazam 3 times, and boom, everything is destroyed. Like, damn, this is so good comic panel. Like see nuclear explosion, then the smoke fades away, and you see Superman right there. I still getting some goosebumps right here. Like, damn, look at this panel. He have a regret. He is like all the heroes of the dead bodies. He is super furious, and he turns evil. Like, he's angry. And uh, Norman McCoy excuse me, Norman McCoy, along with the Angel, they are seeing this whole fight between them. And like Norman McCoy is like, let me go and comfort him a bit. And like Angel is like, that's against my laws, like I can let you do. But then Superman is trying to kill the people. As you can see, he is thinking that these people are responsible for the death of the all humans, all superhumans which died, like metahumans. You can see the regret and emotions in this. Like, it's really. Then Norman McCoy, he says, Clark Dawn, you blame yourself for Captain Marvel, for Magos and Canas for 10 years that ended today. Yes, you are angry, but in that anger, you are forgetting once more what humans feel, what they fear. They won't forgive you for this, Clark. Forgive yourself. This is a really hopeful speech. You can see how angry he was, and how his anger cooled down. He throws that rock away, and like he's like, why are you here? And like he's finally comforted a bit. They discuss a bit each other, and then after a really long time, they all are back together. Like, it's a really happy ending for them, not in some sense, but then there's a time gap. Then we see Wonder Woman, Clark Kent, and Bruce Wayne together in restaurant, chilling together. And the last panel of this page, like Clark and Wonder Woman is having a child. By the way, spoiler. And they say the child of Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman. Imagine what kind of the kid she'll be. Battle for truth, justice, and a new American way. I can hardly wait to see it for myself. Let's go home and dream about the future. It's a really beautiful story. It's a really majestic, wonderful, amusing, sad, tragic story all at once. It's such a great story for me. I really loved reading it. Although, with all that pros, it also got some cons. And although these cons were important for the story itself, but personally, I do not like those. Like this story also had some political elements, like some politics stuff, like these panels, especially this one. And I do not like these politics one. Like I I didn't hated them, but I didn't like them either while I was reading. So what I did? I just simply said, or not said, but let's focus. The Superman's arc in this was like he had hope. He wanted to save everyone, but in the end, it was the decision of Captain Marvel, due to which he was super furious. He was really angry, and it was a tragic story for him. Wonder Woman, on the other hand, was like a really warrior type woman. Like she was really regretting leaving, getting out from her, her Atlas, I guess his her clan name was. I forgot the name of that. Although she regretted that. And Batman, on the other hand, was a character who was distrust. Like he didn't trust anyone. But in the end, you can see in this last panel which I read, he was finally starting to trust people again, which was really beautiful. Anyhow, in conclusion, Kingdom Come is probably one of the greatest stories DC ever made. If I compare it to my previous comic, which I read for the first time, this is my second comic, by the way, which I actually physically bought. Or, overall in the comics, this is my fourth or fifth comic which I'm reading. And this is my favorite comic out of everyone. I thought All Star Superman was my favorite, but after reading this, my opinions will change. That was a really bright comic instead, and this is really dark and tragic comic which had a really beautiful story. So in the end, I would rate this comic a definitely a 10 out of 10, because I just really love the art of this comic, how they shows the emotions, how good the writing is, and how this comic was so much important for the future of DCU. I hope I really hope that the upcoming DCU of James Gunn implement this story of Kingdom Come as their main arc, because and they might do this, but we will make a separate video on that, like why I think that DCU is implementing the Kingdom Come arc for their ending of the DCU, like the James Gunn universe. So yeah, that was all for this video. This is a really long video I made, so hopefully you all watched it all. Make sure to leave your opinion on the comments, or maybe correct me if I did any mistake. And I really recommend every one of you to read this comic. Go buy it. It's only $10, and if you can't buy, read it online somewhere, pirate stuff. But make sure to read this. This is really good comic. And if I get like some comments of like 3 to 4 people, then I'll make a story explanation video, and or dictating the whole comic panels, like page to page, like I did right now. I can make that if I got time. And I also need some content too, so I'll definitely need some of you to comment down that make a story video, or the dictating video, narrating video of this comic. I'll change my accent, I'll change my voice, especially for this comic. This is so much great to me. So yeah, that was all for this video. I hope you liked it. Be sure to take care of yourself, and goodbye.